NFL training camp is finally underway, and there are moves, particularly one from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, that is very intriguing and may change how we view that team in the future. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers signed wide receiver, formerly of the Falcons and Titans, Julio Jones, to a one-year contract, and now he will be joining Mike Evans and Chris Godwin as one of the best wide receiver trios in the NFL. And you might be thinking that Julio Jones isn't the same receiver as he once was, and while you may be right, I'm here to tell you with some film from a game against the Seattle Seahawks that he really is still that guy. I've compiled some tape from last year that shows just how good Julio Jones was before he got hurt and battled injury throughout most of the season, and that he still can be very good in a wide receiver 3 or 4 role on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This first clip from Julio Jones really shows that he can still attack the football at a high level. He is here on the bottom of the screen, and as the defensive back is coming off, he is prepping to run an in-breaking route. Ryan Tannehill looks his way the entire time. Julio, with a really solid break towards the ball, goes up and high points the football and makes a great catch, a hands catch, which a lot of receivers in the NFL surprisingly can't do at this kind of level. Julio Jones makes a play and brings it down through the contact for a first down. You might not think that Julio Jones' speed is something that is very impressive this late in his career and something he may have lost when he went to the Tennessee Titans. However, in spurts, it really is still there, and here's a prime example of it on this deep ball. Julio Jones is on the top of the screen, the defensive back is playing off. So what does Julio do to create separation in the middle of the field? He attacks him outside, stepping in and doing a little stutter step, which throws the defensive back's footing off just enough that he can speed past him, go over the top, and catch this great throw from Ryan Tannehill. It really is that footing right before that makes this play possible, and Julio Jones' route running is really still some of the best in the league, and he can make plays like this, especially when he's going to be catching these type of deep passes from Tom Brady. Here's an example of crossing routes which Tom Brady really loves to throw. He's not going to throw them rolling out on the play action like this, but they run a lot of those in-breaking routes and a lot of crossers, and that's something that Julio Jones did really well in this game. They run a play action, Julio comes from the top of the screen down, and what he does really well is he attacks the empty spots on the field. Rather than just running the route the way that it's written down in the playbook, he attacks the empty part of the zone in the field and comes back to attack the football as soon as Ryan Tannehill makes this throw. This could have easily been batted down or incomplete, but Julio comes back and attacks the football. His ball skills are still probably some of the best in the league, and he can really continue to do that, I believe, in Tampa Bay, especially in a wide receiver 3 type of role. On this play, we see more of Julio Jones' running ability and how it really was still there before he went down with that injury that sidelined him several weeks and just had him not at 100% for a majority of the season. And he's really good at not only attacking the football, but attacking defensive backs and using his footwork to gain leverage. And then on top of that, gaining yards after the catch. Here he does the same thing. It's really a simple route, but because he kind of just kept slow and steady, the defensive back really has no idea where he's going, so when he makes this simple cut in, it almost makes him drop to the floor. His footwork's off, Julio gets the ball in space and attacks the open grass for a big gain. Here is another example, and really just the best combination of Julio Jones not only attacking space on the field, but also attacking the football when it comes his way. He really, from the jump of this snap, just goes straight to this spot, makes a quick little cross towards the side of the field. Ryan Tannehill puts this ball up while getting hit, and what does Julio Jones do? Aware of the sideline, he goes up and high points it. Perfect catch, and is somehow able to tap both feet in bounds and get a touchdown here. I mean, this is vintage Julio if I've ever seen it, and if he can bring some of these plays to the Buccaneers when he's healthy, they're going to be an absolutely dangerous team with guys like, the aforementioned Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Really just an awesome catch here. High point, back of the end zone, and really the 2 feet tapped in the back of the end zone is just so cool. Julio's footwork is just really still so nasty. His technique is what's going to keep him relevant in this game for really a while, and what has done so to this point. Here, it's really a simple route, but what it does is it just completely puts the defensive back in a blender. He comes down like a comeback and spins back towards the football and goes up and makes a play. And if you realize that defensive back was touching earth there, that was really a great route, and it spun the defensive back entirely off his spot. He lost leverage entirely, and Julio was able to go attack the football and make another play, as he's continued to do. And that's really about it from me. I think that this game perfectly showed some of the vintage Julio Jones that current Julio Jones still has left in the tank. The Buccaneers are really going to be able to use him, especially when they complement him with those other guys that I've already spoke about. I think teams like the Green Bay Packers, maybe the Baltimore Ravens, could really learn to regret this because of the fact that I think that Julio Jones still has that potential to have games like a wide receiver one. In this game, I believe he had 133 yards. He can definitely still do that, and I think that he can be dangerous for this Bucs team in the foreseeable future, and really just makes their offense that much more unstoppable under Tom Brady.